This is not how energy dominance ends. Most people think this is about climate policy. Canada and the European Union signing agreements for renewable energy development and emissions reduction targets, technical specifications for carbon trading mechanisms and green technology cooperation, the kind of environmental partnership that fills climate policy publications and gets discussed at sustainability conferences. But when Canada commits $47 billion to building comprehensive clean energy systems through European partnerships that completely exclude American fossil fuel exports, that is not routine climate cooperation. That is the systematic elimination of American energy market control through renewable alternatives that make fossil fuel dependence obsolete. For 60 years, North American energy meant American coordination with Canadian resources, supporting American energy security. Canadian oil processed in American refineries, Canadian natural gas distributed through American pipeline networks, Canadian electricity exported to American grids during peak demand periods. The infrastructure existed, the energy relationships were integrated. The profits flowed through systems designed to serve American energy requirements, and everyone understood that North American energy production was coordinated through American energy companies that controlled how Canadian resources reached global markets. Trump destroyed that coordination in 67 months, not through energy policy or climate agreements, but by treating Canadian energy resources like American strategic assets, where Canadian energy decisions were subordinate to American fossil fuel industry interests, first with pipeline approval delays that prioritized American energy company profits over Canadian export opportunities, then with carbon policy interference that demanded Canada subordinate climate commitments to American fossil fuel production requirements, then with explicit threats to restrict Canadian energy exports unless Canada prioritized American energy security over global climate obligations. He assumed energy dependence meant permanent subordination. That American market size gave Washington permanent leverage over Canadian energy decisions. That fossil fuel integration made renewable alternatives economically impossible. Instead, he gave Canada the strategic justification to do what climate technology had always made possible: build clean energy systems that make American fossil fuel exports irrelevant rather than essential. Mark Carney announced the Canada-EU Climate Leadership Alliance in Brussels, February 17, 2026. Not in Houston, where energy protocols would require American fossil fuel industry consultation. Not through North American energy channels, where American oil companies could demand coordination oversight. In the European Union capital, standing next to European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, speaking directly to an audience that included executives from every major renewable energy company and representatives from European clean technology industries spanning Germany, France, Denmark, and the Netherlands, the commitment was unprecedented: 47 billion Canadian dollars over 12 years, matched by 38 billion euros from the European Union, combined investment approaching $100 billion, specifically for renewable energy infrastructure, clean technology development, and carbon-neutral supply chains that would operate independently of American fossil fuel coordination while providing comprehensive energy solutions that exceed anything traditional fossil fuel systems could offer. This is not theoretical climate policy. This is the construction of parallel energy systems designed to make American fossil fuel exports obsolete within a decade. Energy systems represent the foundation of industrial civilization and economic competitiveness. Traditional energy production depends on fossil fuel extraction, processing, and distribution networks that require massive infrastructure investments and generate environmental costs that threaten long-term economic sustainability. Clean energy systems provide unlimited renewable resources through technology that eliminates fuel costs, reduces environmental damage, and operates independently of geopolitical fossil fuel supply disruptions. Wind, solar, hydroelectric, and other renewable sources generate energy without requiring fossil fuel imports that transfer wealth to energy-producing regions. The entity that controls clean energy technology controls the future of industrial development and economic independence. Every energy system, every manufacturing process, every transportation network becomes either renewable or obsolete, depending on who controls the technology that makes fossil fuel dependence unnecessary. For decades, the United States maintained commanding energy market control through fossil fuel production and distribution networks that other countries needed for industrial development. American oil companies coordinated global energy markets. American natural gas exports provided energy security for allied nations. American energy infrastructure determined global energy prices and availability. That control is ending through renewable energy development that excludes American fossil fuel participation. The Canada-EU alliance brings together complementary clean energy capabilities that collectively exceed American fossil fuel production capacity. Canada contributes massive renewable energy potential through hydroelectric systems, wind resources, and solar capacity across vast territory. Canadian clean technology companies provide advanced energy storage, grid management, and renewable energy integration expertise. Canadian critical minerals supply battery production and renewable energy infrastructure manufacturing. The European Union contributes world-leading renewable energy technology through companies that develop the most advanced wind turbines, solar panels, and energy storage systems globally. European clean technology research provides innovation in energy efficiency, smart grid systems, and carbon capture technology. European manufacturing capabilities can produce renewable energy infrastructure at scales that meet global energy requirements. Combined, Canada and the European Union can create complete clean energy systems without depending on American fossil fuel exports, American energy technology, or American energy infrastructure coordination. Every aspect of energy production, from renewable generation to industrial application, can be completed through Canadian-European cooperation. The strategic implications are transformative. Clean energy systems developed through Canadian-European cooperation eliminate fossil fuel import requirements that previously generated massive revenue for American energy exports. Renewable energy technologies provide energy independence that reduces dependence on American energy security guarantees. Carbon-neutral supply chains operate without fossil fuel inputs that supported American energy company profits. For the first time since industrial development began, major economies will operate energy systems that function completely independently of American fossil fuel coordination. The Alliance established 6 parallel development tracks that will fundamentally alter global energy markets within 10 years. First, integrated renewable energy infrastructure connecting Canadian energy production with European energy consumption. Traditional energy trade required fossil fuel transportation through American-controlled shipping and pipeline networks that added costs and geopolitical vulnerabilities to energy security. Canada and the European Union are building direct renewable energy connections through undersea cables, hydrogen shipping infrastructure, and clean electricity transmission systems that provide European energy security through Canadian renewable generation without American fossil fuel intermediation. Direct renewable energy connections eliminate American energy export dependency while providing more reliable energy security through diversified renewable sources, rather than concentrated fossil fuel supplies subject to geopolitical manipulation. Second, comprehensive clean technology manufacturing and development programs. Renewable energy systems require advanced technology manufacturing that traditionally depended on supply chains controlled by American technology companies and Chinese manufacturing facilities. The Alliance includes massive clean technology manufacturing investment that produces wind turbines, solar panels, battery systems, and renewable energy infrastructure through Canadian-European manufacturing networks that eliminate dependence on American technology companies or Chinese supply chain vulnerabilities. Clean technology manufacturing provides technological independence while generating high-value employment in advanced manufacturing rather than resource extraction industries that provide limited economic development opportunities. Third, carbon-neutral industrial development and manufacturing systems. Industrial production traditionally required fossil fuel energy inputs that generated carbon emissions and dependence on American energy exports for manufacturing competitiveness. Canada and the European Union are developing industrial systems powered entirely by renewable energy that eliminate carbon emissions while providing manufacturing capability that exceeds fossil fuel-powered industrial production through advanced automation and energy efficiency technologies. Carbon-neutral manufacturing provides competitive advantages through reduced energy costs, eliminated carbon pricing penalties, and access to markets that increasingly require low-carbon industrial production for regulatory compliance and consumer preferences. Fourth, advanced energy storage and grid management systems. Renewable energy requires sophisticated storage and distribution technology that can handle variable energy production and provide reliable electricity supply regardless of weather conditions or seasonal variations. The Alliance includes energy storage technology development that provides grid-scale battery systems, hydrogen storage infrastructure, and smart grid management that optimizes renewable energy distribution across continental distances while maintaining energy security equivalent to traditional fossil fuel systems. Energy storage technology eliminates renewable energy reliability concerns while providing energy independence through domestic renewable generation rather than fossil fuel imports subject to supply disruptions and price volatility. Fifth, comprehensive carbon trading and climate finance mechanisms. Clean energy development requires financial systems that reward carbon reduction while penalizing fossil fuel emissions through market mechanisms that make renewable energy economically superior to fossil fuel alternatives. Canada and the European Union are developing carbon trading systems that provide financial incentives for clean energy adoption while imposing costs on fossil fuel consumption that reflect environmental damage and climate change. Expenses traditionally subsidized through environmental degradation. Climate finance mechanisms accelerate clean energy adoption through economic incentives, while making fossil fuel systems increasingly expensive through carbon pricing that internalizes environmental costs. Sixth, Global clean energy technology transfer and development partnerships. Renewable energy advantages multiply when clean technology spreads to developing countries that can bypass fossil fuel infrastructure development through direct adoption of renewable energy systems. The alliance includes clean energy technology transfer programs that provide developing countries access to Canadian-European renewable energy technology through financing and technical assistance that eliminates fossil fuel dependence in emerging markets while expanding global markets for Canadian-European clean technology exports. Technology transfer accelerates global renewable energy adoption while creating export markets for Canadian-European clean technology that generate revenue through technology exports rather than fossil fuel commodity sales. The economic implications are staggering. American fossil fuel exports generate approximately $250 billion annually from global energy markets. Every renewable energy system deployed through Canadian-European cooperation represents energy demand that American fossil fuel exports no longer supply. Texas oil production faces reduced global demand as renewable energy systems eliminate fossil fuel requirements for industrial development. American natural gas exports lose European markets that increasingly utilize renewable energy sources, and Canadian clean electricity imports. American energy company profits decline as global energy markets shift toward renewable sources that operate independently of American fossil fuel coordination. The timeline is aggressive and achievable. Major renewable energy infrastructure begins construction immediately. Clean technology manufacturing facilities become operational by 2029. Comprehensive clean energy systems provide full energy independence by 2033. Complete fossil fuel elimination achieves carbon neutrality targets by 2036. Within 10 years, Canada and the European Union will operate energy systems that provide industrial development and economic growth without requiring American fossil fuel imports or coordination. American fossil fuel capabilities remain significant but increasingly irrelevant to global energy markets. The United States maintains extensive oil and natural gas production, but global energy demand will increasingly utilize renewable alternatives that provide superior economic and environmental performance. American energy companies assumed global energy markets would always require fossil fuel supplies because renewable energy lacked reliability and cost competitiveness. When renewable energy systems provide superior performance at lower costs, fossil fuel production becomes economically obsolete rather than strategically essential. American fossil fuel exports can continue serving domestic markets, but they cannot force international energy consumers to purchase American oil and gas when renewable alternatives offer better energy security at competitive prices without environmental costs. The alliance is attracting additional partners from countries that want energy independence without American fossil fuel dependence. Japan is exploring clean energy partnerships that integrate with Canadian-European renewable systems. South Korea is developing clean technology agreements that provide manufacturing capability for renewable energy infrastructure. Australia is considering clean energy cooperation that expands global renewable energy networks. Each new partner brings energy market relationships that strengthen renewable energy systems while reducing dependence on American fossil fuel exports. What began as Canadian-European cooperation is becoming multilateral clean energy development that collectively provides more comprehensive energy solutions than American fossil fuel systems can offer. For Texas and American energy-producing states, the implications are economically catastrophic. Texas built its economy around oil and natural gas production that generated employment, tax revenue, and economic development through fossil fuel exports. When global energy markets shift to renewable alternatives, Texas loses the economic foundation that supported regional prosperity. American energy companies built business models around fossil fuel exports that provided steady revenue from global energy demand. When renewable energy systems eliminate fossil fuel requirements, American energy companies lose revenue streams that sustain profitability and employment across energy-producing regions. American energy infrastructure becomes stranded assets as global energy markets no longer require fossil fuel imports through American-controlled distribution networks. American energy transportation, processing, and export facilities lose utilization as renewable energy systems eliminate fossil fuel trade. The transformation is already beginning. Major European energy companies are investing in Canadian renewable energy projects that provide clean electricity for European consumption. American fossil fuel exports to Europe are declining as renewable energy systems provide alternative energy sources. Texas energy companies are experiencing reduced international demand as global markets shift toward clean energy alternatives. American fossil fuel production can still serve domestic consumption, but it cannot control global energy decisions that favor renewable systems offering superior energy security without environmental costs or geopolitical vulnerabilities associated with fossil fuel dependence. Trump wanted to demonstrate that global energy markets needed American fossil fuel exports for energy security and industrial development. Instead, he motivated Canada and the European Union to develop renewable energy systems that make American fossil fuel exports optional rather than essential. By the time Washington acknowledges the shift, Canadian European renewable energy systems will already provide comprehensive energy solutions that eliminate fossil fuel import requirements. Clean energy technology will already operate beyond American energy industry coordination. Global energy markets will already function independently of American fossil fuel exports that no longer serve essential energy requirements. History does not reverse because it is misunderstood. Energy dominance is shifting from American fossil fuel control toward renewable systems that operate independently of American energy exports. Industrial development is restructuring around clean energy that eliminates fossil fuel dependence rather than supporting American energy company profits. Economic growth is transitioning toward renewable energy systems that provide superior performance without environmental costs or geopolitical vulnerabilities that made fossil fuel dependence strategically obsolete.